This is Josh Friedman in Dar es Salaam, the largest and most prominent city in Tanzania. I am now on the mainland. My time off the east coast of Africa and Zanzibar is complete. It is now time for me to really explore East Africa, and that is starting with the city of Dar, which is expected to become a mega city in the decades to come. We'll get into that and more about Dar in future videos. This right here is an impromptu vlog. I was not planning on shooting this and definitely not expecting how it all came about. I might tell you in a future video the story of how I actually ended up here. But anyway, without further ado, I'm in the peninsula, or on the peninsula in Dar, which is an area I had heard quite a bit about before coming here. I'd heard that this is where there are a lot of expats and Europeans living, as well as diplomats, and I've already started to see some of that, but I wasn't too interested in coming here, and I wasn't so sure I would. It was a complete accident, a kind of a freak accident, although I didn't get hurt. How I ended up here, maybe I'll tell you about that in a future video. Leave a comment below if you want to hear about the strange debacle that brought me to the peninsula. But so I was just going around and I intended to shoot a few Instagram stories about just exploring the peninsula for an hour or so. So I gotta apologize right now. The rest of the video is going to be coming to you in vertical rather than horizontal form. Sorry, I know this is the second time now that I'm doing this in a span of a couple weeks. I apologize. I'm doing very well. How are you? Poa, Mambo. Nonetheless, anyway, here's some footage of me exploring some of the peninsula area in Dar. Enjoy. So here I am in Dar es Salaam. I'm finally out and about exploring the city a little bit. Right now I'm on the peninsula, which is kind of an upscale area here. And I stumbled upon an interesting contrast. Here is the Oyster Bay Hilton, which from the looks of things, despite the shadow, looks to be very nice. And right across the street as a tuk-tuk is approaching is the International Organization for Migration, which is basically this big refugee agency that's associated with the UN. I'm right next to the coast and I'm trying to get a glance at the water, but it's not working. And given the level of security I'm seeing around here, I'm getting the feeling I should not be walking around here in a tank top and flip-flops. Hopefully that will not come back to bite me. This is actually reminding me a lot of Zanzibar, so there are coastal estates and resorts right next to dirt roads and shacks and some Maasai guys. Some after-work traffic here on the peninsula in Dar. A lot of security signs like this: direct, detect, deter, respond. And lo and behold, at the Cape Town Fish Market hotel or resort, I have finally snuck in a view of, at last, the water. The Indian Ocean, and I believe this is a bay. It might be called Oyster Bay. I'm really new to the whole peninsula here, but here it is. And other than having a view of the water and I guess a harbor, it looks like at this time of day it's a nice place to get a drink. Maybe I should have brought some cash, or a little more cash. Apparently the US University Johns Hopkins has a campus here in Dar. And this is it? Go figure. Well, I walked a little farther, went down a dirt road, and suddenly, look what I stumbled upon. Not bad, huh? Looks like a bay indeed. Now you can get a better shot of the Hilton, or at least a shot from a different angle, and I would say it looks pretty luxurious, unlike these living quarters. It's a balancing act here in more ways than one. As you can see, it's kind of messy to walk through here, especially when I'm in flip-flops. And then it so happens that I turn around and there are naked boys behind this house staring at me with their hands over their eyes. I don't know if it's because they don't want to be filmed or what. But anyway, I finally got an unobstructed shot of the Hilton and these other resorts along this bay, and it's beautiful. I guess mission complete. And I'll throw in a little canoeing action out in the distance. That looks like a lot of fun. I could spend an entire day out there doing that. It's like possibly a fishing boat coming into shore. I'm reading that this area is historically a Swahili fishing village. Alright, with the help of my Tanzanian sim and the data on it, I'm starting to get somewhat of a grasp for this area. This is not Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay is actually the bay across the peninsula, on the other side of the peninsula. This is Masasani Bay. I think I'm botching the pronunciation, but it's spelled something like Masasani. And here's more of a glimpse at it. And the whole peninsula apparently is also called Masasani. So this is the Masasani Peninsula with the Masasani Bay here, which, as you can see, there are some resorts that line this area. And then across the peninsula is Oyster Bay. I think Oyster Bay is also a community within the peninsula. Anyway, the peninsula, I guess, used to be like this, looking like this, that is, with fishing boats and huts and dirt roads and chickens and whatnot. But it opened up to development some years ago, and now you've got that, and it makes for quite a contrast, and it makes for an interesting place to explore and discover. Alright, the sun is setting on this day. The sun is setting on this vlog and little adventure. I referenced a local, and it is Masasani. This is the Masasani Bay and Peninsula. So that's been a look at the Masasani Peninsula and the Masasani Bay. A look at new, and a look at old, a look at poor, and a look at rich. And thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and next time I will be coming to you with a horizontal angle to the shoot. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.